Now excited to be joined by a very special guest. It is one and only Sam Acho. Sam, you are here on behalf of Allstate Good Works team. I feel like I've been doing stuff with Good Works team for a very, very long time. Tell us what you're here, talking about all the good in college football that we should probably be discussing a little bit more than all the bad stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah, so I'm here with the Allstate AFCA Good Works team, and pretty much it's a team that has come together to highlight the good in college football. But it's not just that, it's also the Allstate Warfel Trophy. So Danny Warfel won the Heisman Trophy, but he has an award named after him. Exactly, a lot of people have heard of him. But for those who haven't, not only is he a Heisman Trophy winner, but he's known for the work he does in the community. And so there's a trophy called the Warfel Trophy. Now it's the Allstate Warfel Trophy that has spent the last few decades highlighting the work that players do off the field. Well, you had that award and also this whole team of players, FBS, FCS, coaches who are doing great work. And so the last few years they've come together and said, what if we could shine a bigger light on the work that the players are doing? And so I'm here really to help shine a light on not just the work that the players are doing, but the why behind they're doing it. You talked about all the good in college football, but oftentimes that good doesn't get seen because people focus on sometimes the negative.
Texas is a very positive thing in college football. You might have talked about it once or twice. How refreshing is it for you to be able to come to SEC Media Days knowing that Texas is indeed back? We're not making those jokes. I was just talking to Jamal Charles about this, and you get to come here like chest puffed out and not be like, oh, we're the school that's going to get humbled by the SEC.
So I don't know if relief is the right word. So I played at Texas back in my last year was 2010. That's when I got a chance to win this award, be part of some of the teams. But man, like I remember back in 2009, we went to a national championship and it was awesome. It was great. 2008, I was there. We went to the Fiesta Bowl, right? My last year, we struggled. Or my senior year, we didn't have a great season. And so for me, even then, it was this struggle. And then all of a sudden you go to the NFL, and a lot of people don't realize this part. But yes, NFL games are on Sundays. Usually Saturday night, you're all with a team together after your team meetings watching college football, maybe before watching college football. And so there were definitely some years where I'm like, man, like I can't even be excited about my team because all my teammates in the NFL are upset, frustrated, or they're making jokes. But it is fun to be able to watch and cover the sport and have Texas and even teams like whether it's in Oregon or teams like Michigan, Ohio State, these teams that have been dominant for a long time, Oregon maybe not as long, if you will, watch them back at prominence.
What are your thoughts on Texas starting off as the number one team in the country? I think it's on the table for this team, and I don't really think it would be something that people could actually scoff at.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of talent. If I want to just start there, I was talking to Dusty Dvorak, went to Oklahoma a couple minutes ago, and he was talking about it as a hyper reel. And my response was yes, mainly because how intact the defense is going to be when it comes to coaching staff. But also I'm thinking about the landscape of college football. And, yes, Ohio State's going to be talented. Georgia's always good. I think Clemson's going to be good. Alabama as well. But I think there's a level of hype and respect for a team that has gone to back-to-back college football playoffs. And so as far as being ranked number one, I don't know if it's always about how you start. I don't know who was ranked number one last year and how it ended up, but
Georgia didn't end up well.
There you go. So, and I don't know who was the year before. Do you got the year before?
Georgia didn't end up well.
Do you know the year before?
Year before that would have been 22. Bama would have been 22 and didn't end up well. Here's the stat for you, and I bring up this stat all the time. Preseason AP number one team has failed to win a national championship 19 of the last 20 years. The only time that team has won a national championship, 2017 Bama. So there you go. There you go.
Exactly.
So I look at this Texas team, and everybody's going to want to talk about Arch. We're going to be speaking to Arch. He's going to be here at Media Days. By the time people are listening to this, it'll already be known how he came across. But what are your thoughts on the way that he's handled everything? Like, how should we be in the media talking about him?
Well, I think more so, I think we got to sit back and watch first, right? I understand it's, okay, man, I got to talk about Arch. But like, what if, like you said, you'll get a chance to interview him later on today, right? It's like during that time, get a chance to know him. Like, that's the coolest part for me, right? I get a chance to cover games, cover college football, cover the NFL. But as I'm announcing games, I'm not just looking on the outside. I'm peeling back the layers and getting to know these players and their stories. You get a chance to connect with some of these guys. You realize that they're more than just what you might see on a ticker of a screen. And so I think that's what, to answer your question of what should we be talking about, I think maybe as you get a chance to interview him, like get to know him a little bit and get a chance to know what drives him. That way it'll be even more informed and say, oh, man, I talked to Arch Manning and this is what the experience was like.
Last year at SEC Media Days, you made waves. Talk about the Iron Bowl not being a national rivalry, not being something that people are into. I've asked you about this before. A year fully removed from that take. Where are we at with the Iron Bowl and how you feel about it as a national rivalry?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year my conversation was a lot about Texas and Oklahoma and how big that rivalry is. And so, yeah, I think Iron Bowl is a huge rivalry. But last year I think you kind of brought it up of like, oh man, you made this big deal, and I'm like, yeah, I think Texas-Oklahoma rivalry is huge. The Red River rivalry is a huge rivalry as well, and so yeah, I think Iron Bowl is a huge rivalry. But as I mentioned last year, I think that the Texas-Oklahoma rivalry is a huge one as well, especially when you go back and look at the Big 12 and look at, okay, who's going to make it to a national championship. I mean, there was a time where if you lose that game, you don't have a shot.
I just remember turning around as you were saying it in Dallas and being like, he said what? And knowing that was going to be a thing that we were going to be talking about. And to the Iron Bowl's credit, I think it's more fun in years in which it's at Auburn. And I think this year has potential to be something like that, depending on what Auburn's playing for. But, man, that last year, the Cotton Bowl didn't live up to what I was hoping. The first quarter and a half, great. But I was hoping to be able to talk to you at this point in the year and be like, yeah, we had an instant classic, throw out the record books. We didn't have that. What does Oklahoma need to do this year in order to kind of even the score and make it at least a competitive rivalry that's as good as what you've talked about?
Yeah, there's so much that happened last year. If people who watch college football, they saw, I think Oklahoma, there was a point where they were down their top 6 receivers. I mean, it was crazy. They were down a couple quarterbacks, right? And so it's hard, I think, to win at anything if you're down your top 5 or 6 receivers, down a couple quarterbacks. And so anyways, yeah, that game, of course, I went to Texas, so I was happy when Texas beat Oklahoma. But just like the Iron Bowl, right, you want games to be competitive, right? You want to see that level of competition. So I think health is a huge thing. And of course, it could sound like a cop-out, but for a team that was down 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, that's like your 4th string. It's hard to compete.
Who's your favorite player in college football this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a great question.
I'm not going to be mad. I won't be mad if you say Anthony Hill Jr. That's fine.
I think my favorite player in college football this year, and I think he was my favorite player last year, is a guy named Cade Klubnik. And the reason why is Cade's been through a lot, and he's been through a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And this dude is just tough. And not just from a football perspective, but from a human perspective. You have people, death threats, people in media kind of just throwing shade at him. And he got a chance to overcome that. And so just knowing him as a human, right, talk about getting to know people, I have a ton of respect for Cade. And I would probably say he's my favorite player in college football.
You got a national championship pick?
I do not. We're day 1 or day 2 at SEC Media Day. Your boy's been on vacation, getting back into college football, so I'm not even close to a national championship pick. But when so I'll do some more kind of research and maybe down the line have something closer. But what were you, July 16th, 17th? I don't know what day it is. But, yeah, I don't have a pick. Do you have one?
I mean, LSU. I have LSU winning a national championship, which – This year, yeah, not 2019. That already happened. Yes, this year, already on the record for it, and I've taken some reasonable heat because of the Brian Kelly factor. But I bring up, look, everybody was talking about Ryan Day last year, and Ryan Day is not going to be able to win the big one. And it's like, all right, well, then they went on one of the best runs we've ever seen in the postseason. And if Brian Kelly is capable of doing something like that, it shouldn't be considered a stunner. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Who's the team that we need to be talking about more at SC Media Days?
I would say South Carolina. And not just the team, but also Lenore Sellers. Those, people, heard of all these guys, Cade Klubnik, heard of whoever, Archman. But Lenore Sellers, I don't know if everyone's heard about him. This dude is different. He's a special quarterback, as is DJ Lagway from Florida. But I would say Lenore Sellers for sure. He's big, fast, strong, but he plays so much bigger than he is. I'd say for people, just go back and watch the South Carolina playing Clemson. Oh, my goodness. This dude, from start to finish, looked like a superhero.
Last one for you. Who does he remind you of? And you can't say Cam Newton.
Oh, no, I never would. I wouldn't think Cam Newton. When I was talking on TV the other day, and I was like, yes, like, I don't know if it was a Barry Sanders or a LaDainian Tomlinson. Like, he's strong. He'll run you over, but he's when you feel like he's trapped, he somehow escapes. And so his running style, I don't know if it's LaDainian Tomlinson, shades of, he has his own style. He has his own style.
That's a good answer. Sam, really, really appreciate the time. Again, remind people how they can get involved with Allstate Good Works team.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is, like we were talking about, get to know these players, right? Get to know the players, especially the ones who are part of that Allstate AFCA Good Works team and who are nominees for the Allstate Warfel Trophy. Some of the names I mentioned, DJ Lagway is one of the nominees for the Allstate Warfel Trophy. He's going back and doing work in his community back home in Texas and back in Florida, donating money. There's a guy named Josh Caddis who is a Kentucky tight end who's doing Dancing with the Stars Lexington in order to raise money for the Children's Hospital. Michael Taft, a player at Texas, a walk-on, who went on to go and be like All-American. This dude is raising awareness for fentanyl and how do people avoid some of the negative effects of like what drugs can do. So I would just say continue to get to know these players and their stories, not just at a surface level, but try and get past the surface.
Sam, really appreciate it. We'll do it again soon, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.